Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. I've got a little project today. I was having a little fiddle around this morning and came up with an idea and had a play and thought, yeah, I think this is going to work. So I haven't done a full on kind of like prototype or anything. I just kind of like got to a certain point and it was like, yep, let's just go with this and see what happens. So today I am working with encyclopedia pages. Now I first tried this with a book page that is quite heavy paper, like it's probably 100 GSM, maybe even like 110, 120. So it's quite thick paper, and very quickly realized it's going to be too bulky. So I thought, well, why not try something like a dictionary page, because it's a lot thinner. It's in fact very thin. Now if you're like me, you often struggle to use these types of pages in anything other than collage because they are so thin, easy to tear. It's like, what else do you use them for? Please excuse me, I am still a little throaty. So this project is going to utilize these, and I'm just going to tear a few out. We probably won't do any more than one if I'm realistic, but you know, we can always hope. So I'm just grabbing plain pages. They're just going to be our base, so 3 should be more than plenty. Goodness, I wish I could get rid of this carry on, but it's going. I'm also going to use these beautiful origami papers. I was like, what are they called? What are they called? Origami. So I was sent these as part of the Secret Santa that I've been participating in this month. Really beautiful, beautiful papers here. And then I have a stack here of just plain origami papers that I already had in my stash, and I thought we could use those as well. And then, you know, scraps, whatever. So let's crack into this. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So if you don't have an old encyclopedia, I've got stacks of them, so like I need to start using them. If you don't have an old encyclopedia, then any large book page that's not too thick, maybe dictionary, a large dictionary, or a Bible, something like that. Bible's paper is even thinner, so you would have to experiment and see. So I'm just going to fold this lengthways in half. Now I've got this raggedy edge. I'm not worried about that. We will deal with that in a second. So just going up probably a bit more, not quite in half, but just however deep you like. And that's our first fold. Don't worry, the folds are very simple. Okay, so then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to tuck this raggedy edge under. And that's going to reinforce what's going to be our pockets. So I thought, no point trimming it off, let's just tuck it under. It's going to be glued down. That will deal with it. So I'm going to glue that now. Do I want to glue that now? Yes, I will glue that now. I was thinking, do I want to take the bulk out? But it's thin paper, so I think we'll be fine. You could try this with copyweight paper, like if you had a printable or something that you wanted to use. I just haven't tried it, so it also depends on your journal. You know, if you're not worried about bulk, or if you're sending this as a piece of happy mail instead of putting it in a journal, then bulk may not be an issue for you. So bear that in mind as well. Anything is possible. Right, so just gluing down that folded edge, and all that raggedness is now taken care of. Okay, so what we have is we have a little lip up the top here, and then we have this folded edge, which is going to be the top of our pockets. And I'm going to fold this very approximately into 3s. So I'm just lining up my straight edge. It doesn't need to be perfectly in 3rds. In fact, my this one tends to be shorter on, well, in the one or two that I've tried this morning, tends to be shorter. So don't worry if they're not evenly folded, just roughly into thirds is good enough. And you could even play with the dimensions and make one, you know, quite a bit shorter and one quite a bit longer. Just depends what you want to do. So we now have a trifold, essentially. Is that a trifold? We've got 3 bits, but we've got 2 folds. I guess that's a trifold. So what we are making, I haven't actually explained, but we're making a little flip out multi-pocket. So we've got 3 pockets. We're going to have 1 pocket here, 1 in the middle, and 1 over here. And it's going to flip out. So you could include this as a happy mail. Just once we've finished with it, could go in happy mail. Or we could glue it down to the page. And you have a choice, so you could glue it in the middle, so have the central panel glued down and have both parts flip open, or you could glue this bottom part, this end down, and have it flip up and up again. So multiple ways, and I'm sure you could paper clip it, you could tuck it into a pocket. Like, there's multiple ways you could actually include this in a journal. I am sure you'll come up with plenty of ways. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue it together. I probably want to distress it first though, because it's much easier to do now. I'm not going to take thumb notches out because I don't want to mess with the paper. It is thin paper, so once we've decorated up, it's going to be a lot sturdier. So bear that in mind with whatever page you're working with, that it's, by the time you've layered and decorated and stuff, it will be thicker, and it will affect the final result of how bulky it is or isn't. Right. I'll take care of the top edge. I'm also thinking I'm just going to do the fold lines as well, and that's going to help me visualize where they are. So I'm going to do the inside and outside fold lines. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. I don't know what time this video is going to go up because I'm filming it on Friday morning, and usually I would film it ahead so that it's up on time on Friday morning. So it may be a little late, or it may go up fine. It may, you know, process fine through YouTube. We shall see. So whenever you see it is whenever it goes up. By the time, you know, I'm still recording, so we've got to get through the recording first. Okay, so just refolding that to make sure I've got it in the right direction that I wanted it. Okay, so glue now. So I'm just going to glue on this edge. So doing the short edge, the one that's got the folded down. And my glue doesn't want to work this morning. Let's grab a pin out and take care of that. So I did no crafting yesterday because I was out all day and really tired. I had a horrendously sore neck yesterday. I must have slept funny the night before, and I slept right through. I didn't get up at all the night before, so I think I just slept like a log in a funny position, and my neck was just oh so painful, which kind of took the shine off of being out for the day. But it's improved. It's not back to normal, but it is feeling a lot better today. And I slept right through the night again last night, so I must have been having a good old catch up of sleep. I'm also just going to put a little bit of glue along these fold lines, just a smidgen, just a fine line. Perhaps not necessary, but I want to make sure I have 3 distinct pockets and sort of things don't slide sideways on me. That would be another effect though. You could have something that crosses over the pockets and folds up within the actual piece. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I'm going for here. I'm actually going to move these other 2 pages I grabbed out because realistically we're probably not going to get to them. Right, so we have our base here. Super simple so far. Now I'm going to decorate up our little individual panels. And for this, I don't want to cover the whole thing. I just want to go inside it and leave some of the book text showing. Because like it's book page and I want to show off that book page. Just a little bit. It's like I don't want to cover the whole thing. So we're going to go about there, I think. Hopefully that's straight. I didn't realize this paper was actually double-sided, which is pretty cool. Oops, don't turn it round because that's going to muck up your measurements. I thought, yeah, I want to use some of this beautiful paper. Don't be all hoardy like I want to. So I'm going to have some fun scraps because will that fit? Well, that might fit the end one. Yeah, I think it fits the end one, so that's a happy. And that one's a wee bit short, so I've got multiple pages of this one, so I'm going to just use all the same pattern. Right, I think I'll glue as I go so I can line up and things aren't moving on me. Trying to tear off a glue page. Right, just make sure, yep, I've got it the right orientation so I don't make a mistake. Oops. How can you gouge out your glue stick on such thin paper? I don't know, but I just did. It's like, really? And I just did it a second time. Like, what is going on? That, oh, I just completely munted that glue stick. Now, and I've messed up which way round this was going. So this looks right. So I'm going with that. Oh, I'm off to a great start making a mess. Let's get rid of some of that glue that's coming out from underneath. Right, so I won't glue that one down because if I glue that one down then I might have them all over the place, so let's just go off this first one that I've glued down. I mean, they're not going to be perfect, but I'm just doing my best to make them as aligned as I can. It doesn't matter. Right, so we want to go. This is where the inking of the folds is helping me align my ruler. I can visualize it a bit better. Right, now I've gouged my glue stick out on that page, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. Otherwise I'm going to end up with such a mess. Right, let's try this again without gouging any more glue. So I think sometimes I just forget what I'm doing and I merely just, whereas if you go from the middle out, you gouge out less potential for gouging. I just got carried away. Oops. Ooh, slide it. It's like a slippery fish. You want to slide it a little and it slides a lot, and then you try and slide it a little bit and it doesn't move at all, and then suddenly it shoots off on you. Okay, so that one, and then let's do this one. Now you could use writing paper. See, again, I just gouged it out because I wasn't thinking. You could put writing paper in here instead of decorative paper. Mix and match, do a bit of both, whatever you like. So many ways you could do this. Okay, so that one's actually a little bit taller than the rest, so it's not perfectly lined up. Never mind, it will be fine. There we go. And I wasn't worried about which way the paper goes. I think it's a pattern where it doesn't really matter. So that made it easy too, because I didn't have to think about which way I was tearing it. Okay, so that is our base there. So that glue should be dry now to fold it back and up. Oh my gosh, must be getting to the end of the year. My language is going out the window. Had a great rate of knots. Right. So what would I like to do? I think I'd like to think about how I'm going to use this particular piece. Do I want to glue it down? In which case there's no point decorating whatever part you're going to glue down. So if I glued this part down, then I wouldn't worry about decorating that part. I kind of like that idea of it flipping up. So I don't forget, I'm going to put an X on that side. And that's going to tell me that's the glue down side. Okay, so these two are then the ones that we want to decorate. So folding them up like this helps orientate. So it's going to, I mean, you could have it do sideways, but I'm envisaging up for some reason. Either way would be fine, but whichever way you want to do it will dictate how you decorate these in terms of direction. So I'm thinking this one I might put a little bit of writing paper. So let's choose out a plainer bit of origami paper that kind of goes with those. So definitely not pink. You could go green, or maybe this peachy colour. Oh, I like the peach. It picks up some of those paler flowers in there. So let's go this pretty peach. So we'll be able to see the book text underneath this because it's very thin paper. So by using the origami paper, we're not adding a lot of bulk, but we're still getting the prettiness, the decoration, and the colour. Colour is what I wanted to say. Still getting the colour. And making fun scraps as well. There we go, easy peasy. Right, concentrating a bit more on how I'm using my glue stick. So yes, yesterday out, apart from the sore neck, it was a really good day. I achieved all the Christmas shopping that I needed to do, which wasn't a lot, just my husband and my sister-in-law. And if you watched my previous video where I was talking about my sister-in-law and what to get her, I found what I believe is the perfect present. And it was on sale. So originally $20 and my budget was $20 and it was on sale for half price. So I got two. And they're ornaments and they're beautiful. And I was able to get two in different positions. So in her colour preference. So I was super happy with that and got my hubby sorted for his gift. Really happy with what I picked up for him. And did a bit of meat shopping, and then there was a barbecue at his work, so didn't actually eat very much at all, like way less than what I would normally eat, and I don't eat a lot to begin with, so I was quite surprised by that, but I was full, so you know, it was all good. I had this like little tiny bit of steak, literally like that, and then like a piece of salmon like that, and then like a tablespoon of salad, tablespoon of coleslaw, and that was it. And a few cherries. Had a few. Can't resist the cherries. I love cherries. And caught up with another friend who I hadn't seen for ages, like, I don't know, months and months. So it was really lovely having a chat with her and her youngest daughter. Right, so that's so far so good. So this is actually going to be the face that's you first see. So this is where we want to get a bit more decorative. We could also like add labels, add a focal image, add a word. In fact, I might add words or something in there that would be quite nice. Let's do this first. So I don't think I want to go with this colour. Well, we could actually collage. No reason why we couldn't do a collage of my scraps. Got a longer piece here, or there's a slightly narrower piece. Let's do a collage. So just make that the same size. And I can see that I did not tear that straight, but that's okay. Let's go, yeah. So yeah, that was fun, and it was extremely hot in the morning, like super hot, but it cooled down from about lunchtime and became a lot nicer. So I wasn't upset about the heat at all. I really enjoyed the heat. Oh, we could have used that darker side too. Oh, now what do I do? I like that as well. We want to do just a little hint of this pattern that's inside. We could just, oh yeah, like that. Let's do that. But yeah, it would have been a lot harder for my husband working in the area that he works in if it had stayed at that temperature. Would have been quite taxing. So I was pleased for them that it cooled off a bit. And then this morning we've got fog, which is quite interesting. It's supposed to be a lot cooler today. Like yesterday was 30. I don't know the actual temperature, but it was supposed to get to 30. I believe it was at least 30. Today is supposed to be 19, so quite a bit different. But I'm still in shirt sleeves and that, so t-shirt. So it's certainly not cold. 19 is just quite a comfortable temperature. And I do have to tell you about the community dinner that happened on Wednesday night, because oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was crazy. It was busy. It was absolutely full on. A full-on blast, but just so much fun. Normally at the community dinners we have somewhere between 30 and 35 people, and that's kind of, you know, roughly what we're anticipating again this year. Well, this month. Sorry, we only started this year, so this month. And we had to put more tables up and find more chairs. So a couple of people had to duck away and grab some more chairs from somewhere else and bring those. And none of the staff who were working, so like my husband and I and the other staff who were working there, we didn't get to sit down at a table and eat because there was no space. So we just kind of like did what we could, either stood at the bench or sat on there's like a bench storage seat along the edge of the hallway, so that's where I sat. Just super fun, and 3-course meal, as well as potato chips and chocolates and fudge, which my husband made the fudge. And it was just, everybody was happy. And then everybody got a little number. All the guests got a number, drew a number out of a basket, and then that's the order that they went up and got to choose themselves a Christmas gift. It was so much fun, and we had quite a few kids there too, which was lovely. I'm just thinking about decoration. What? Do you know what? I'm actually feeling mushroom vibes. I'm feeling I want to go in that direction. So let's see if I can find some mushrooms in my stash of Printables. I don't go to these very often nowadays. There's just all sorts of bits and pieces in here. I'm pretty sure I've got mushrooms here somewhere. I thought I did. So yeah, it was super busy. I think we had like 53 guests or something, so like substantially more than what we would normally get. And everybody had a great time. It was really buzzing and just fun. And I was doing a lot of here we go. I must have just flipped over a couple of pages, either that or I was too busy talking and didn't realize what I was doing, which is quite possible. So some of these are printables and some of these are, like this one is book page. Oh, there's one that's already cut out. That one might be, save me fussy cutting anything, wouldn't it, if that one looks good. Kind of like it slightly on an angle. It's supposed to go this way, but I kind of like it like that. Need something behind it, maybe a vertical label. So yes, it was just an incredible evening, really exhausting, but you know, on that high sort of where you're sort of buzzing afterwards, because like the whole thing from start to end was just go, go, go. And because it was a 3-course meal instead of the normal 2-course, like there was dishes that needed to be done because the soup bowls needed to be washed for ready for dessert. No, that one is too similar in colour. So this is from Far Mirage on Etsy, and these labels here are from graphicalmuse.com. No, they're not. No, sorry, that's a different label. These are from Printables by MartiJo on Etsy. Pineapple. Do we want pineapple with a mushroom? Castor oil, strawberry, hair oil, liniment, glycerine, peppermint, vanilla. Maybe glycerine might. Oh, I like that it's actually got less text on it, so I feel like it's not too busy. So we'll go with that one. So Printables by MartiJo and Far Mirage. Oops, must have a sticky finger. So yeah, it's just really, really enjoyable. And at the end there was a whole bunch of gifts left over because the staff all contributed gifts, and a few others as well. The people who wanted to contributed gifts to the present table, and then we had a lot left over, so the staff were all encouraged to go and take what they wanted, which was super lovely. I donated like 10 gifts, I think, and there were some of those left over, so I didn't take any of that back, but I grabbed an oven mitt, which I was so super happy about, because all our oven mitts have developed holes, and you've got to be super careful when you take something out the oven, because you know those holes are typically where your fingers go on the hot things. That's where the holes have developed. So, and I've looked at buying them and they just seem really expensive, so I haven't replaced them. So got home, hung the new one on the hook, and ditched one of the old ones, the worst of the old ones, because sometimes you need two, you know, 2 oven gloves, because you want to grab something out with 2 hands. So eventually I'll replace the others. So I grabbed an oven glove, and we don't eat potato chips normally, but there was heaps of chips left over, so I grabbed a couple of bags of potato chips, because I thought that's a nice Christmassy treat, you know, whether we use them for guests or give them away as part of a present, or whether I just keep them in my stash for those times when, you know, you just feel like you need something savoury and crunchy to snack on, which is, in all honesty, probably what I'll do. So yeah, that was lovely. And then all the remaining presents that weren't snapped up, and there was a bag full of presents that were still left over after that. the organizer of the community dinner was taking them to give them out to families and things that perhaps needed a little cheer up or a little helping hand out at Christmas, that type of thing. So yeah, very successful evening. Loved every part of it. Okay, I think that's all we need to do, really. Maybe we could do a bit of stamping. Ooh, that's when my neck gets me, is when I turn around, swivel around in my chair, and it's like, oh, yep, still a bit tender. So yesterday when I was sitting in the office after the lunch, I grabbed some of the ice out of the chili bin that the drinks were in and put it in a face mask and was like holding it on my neck. But I found out those face masks, you know, the blue medical ones, they don't let water through. So all the ice melted and just collected inside it. And then if I moved my hand, it would come out the fold where the opening was and just dribble down my back. So I did a few squeals here and there as the water escaped down my back, which was quite funny. And it was, you know, it was a warm day. Even when it cooled down, it was still warm. So it wasn't a problem. It was quite a pleasant little squeal. Alright, so I'm thinking just a few splatters here and there would be just add a little something. And why not? Let's go for sepia because it's the one I found on closest to hand. Yeah, it's probably okay stamped just like that. Just add a little something. Maybe a bit in the middle there. There we go. Stamping, it's like, when do you stop? It can be hard to stop sometimes. Right, just stamp that off. Clean the ink off. How are we going on time? I don't want to go too long because I want to try and get this uploaded, you know, within not too long a time. So it's roughly around when it should go up anyway. So I think that's fine. I love that. It's very fallish. Totally unanticipated, but I really love it. So we've got a little bit of writing spot here, and you can see the text underneath, which is just a bit of textural fun. And then we have our 3 pockets here. Which I think I just want to pop some words on. Now these are spring words in here, but I'm sure we'll still find some that work. So we probably don't want pink. We could go blue. Blue's quite lovely actually. Renewal, flourishing. See, these words, they go fine at any time of year. Delightful. So we've got 2 different sizes there, so maybe we need to try and find growth. A mushroom is a growth, so that still works, doesn't it? Yep, there we go. 3 words, and these words are from the Junk Journal Studio. So let's distress those up. I was hoping I'd fill the pockets, but I think we would run into an hour-long video. At the moment we're just over half an hour, and I think I'd rather keep it towards the half-hour mark. You know, we're getting close to Christmas, everybody's busy. A shorter video is probably a good thing, you know, if you still want to watch something but don't want to spend a lot of time. So we'll just put these on, and I could like add a mushroom onto these as well, like those smaller book page mushrooms might be nice. Right, glue stick. onto my mat and left a big gluey mark on my mat. Not at all helpful. Let's just wipe that up. So yes, I'm looking forward to the community dinners next year. I don't know whether we're starting back in January or whether we're starting in February, so we'll just wait and see on that. Possibly February, you know, January can be busy, people are away on holiday, that type of thing. We won't be. Hubby's working right through, so he's just got the statutory days off work, and he'll work the days in between. And we're having our main holiday will be in March, which is our 25th wedding anniversary. So we had hoped to have 3 weeks off, but hubby, with being sick, has had to take some of his leave for being sick, so we're not going to end up with 3 weeks in March. But whatever we get, whether it's a week or 2 or 2 and a bit, whatever, or 1 and a bit, will be absolutely lovely. So I could put a mushroom in there, but I'm not going to bother at this stage. I actually quite like how simple that is. Like, this paper has got a lot going on, so it's got plenty of decoration. The words, I think, feel really nice, and then we can just pop in a little journal card of, you know, of some description, or a wee tag could go in there as well, poking out. And this, remember, is going to be my end that is glued down. I'll just take that out in case I lose it inside there. So it's going to fold up like that. You could tuck it into a pocket, in which case I would decorate that as well, or writing space. But this is glued down and flips up to reveal our pockets and tags or journal cards. So there we go, my friends. There is my little ephemera idea using those large, thin book pages. I hope you really enjoy this. I hope you have something that you can use as a base for this idea and make some up for yourself. Happy crafting. I am aiming to have a video out on Christmas Day, which will be recorded ahead, of course, which is the Deal It Up challenge, if I can get my act together. If there's not one, then I will say Merry Christmas now. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And if I get one up, then I'll just say it again and you can hear it again if you watch it. Okay, my friends, take care. Love to you all, and I will see you in whichever video comes next. Bye for now.